We know that the technology outage impacted flights all across the U.S. and a man in Lexington was caught in limbo. So he got creative to find a different way home. WKYT's Alyssa Williams talked with a traveler about his journey. That was quite moving.
He should have been home Thursday evening. Christian Muncie was heading home to Lexington from a work trip in Philadelphia when things came to a grinding halt.
I woke up that morning and my flight had been delayed. They rescheduled my flight for another one that was at like 6:30. The time that I started boarding the plane, it got shifted again another hour. And then when I was getting on the plane, they delayed it one more time, an hour and a half. So that's when it all started happening.
Muncie's plane to Charlotte, North Carolina eventually ended up taking off, but once he landed, he missed his connecting flight to Lexington. The next day, Muncie learned there would be no flights getting to Lexington until Sunday and no rental cars available. So he found his own set of wheels.
That's when stuff was being released, just through news and stuff like that, that there was a software malfunction. And I didn't even actually get back on a plane. I actually rented a U-Haul, a 10-foot box truck.
Feeling like he was out of options to get back home, Muncie hit the road in the U-Haul.
Being in production, I've driven the box trucks around across the country before. So it was nothing to me to be like, I'll just go get a U-Haul and take it home.
He made it home Friday evening. In total, he says he spent more than 24 hours trying to get back to the bluegrass.
It's not the cheapest option, but it'll get you back to Kentucky.
Showing that you can make things happen when you think outside the box truck. Alyssa Williams, WKYT.
Whatever it takes, right? Muncie adds the company he works for did reimburse him for those hefty U-Haul fees. And